Hi everybody. I'd like to welcome you to MRI Together 2025, Breaking Boundaries. First, I'll show our concept. We've got attendees from all around the world, more than 170 registrants from more than 80 cities and more than 30 countries. We have various backgrounds, from PhD students to postdocs to faculty and MRI technologists. We prepared an animated and time-flexible program, which will include original original talks, and also their recordings that will be broadcasted in different time zones. Those recordings will be animated by moderator-led discussions, so it won't be all passive recordings. We will also have interactive activities and tutorials, and I would like to highlight the tutorials because they will need you to connect with a laptop and be ready to participate in the tutorials, and those are on day 3. To enable social interactions, we'll have social interludes in what we call the flexible space, which will allow you to approach people almost physically in that space and talk to a close circle of people. All the talks at the end of the conference, except for those who don't want to be recorded, will be uploaded on YouTube and Bilibili. To make it easier for the different parts of the world, we separated the session timing into 2 different time zones. The first one is from 4:30 to 9:30 UTC, and it is more appropriate for Asia and Australia. And the second one is from 14 to 19 UTC, and it is more appropriate for Europe, Africa, and America. This is our cheerful organizing committee. We've been preparing this conference for you for the whole year, and I hope we'll appreciate it. So here is the first part of our program, so the first 2 days. And all days are separated into morning and afternoon. So this is more for Asia and Australia, and this is more for Europe, Africa, and America. And it goes on for all the days of the conference. After every main session, there is a virtual social coffee break. So in the fluid space, as I already told you. The first day will focus on this opening session, AI and MRI, and poster presentations. The second day will focus on data sharing, challenges, and reproducibility. The third day will focus on AI and MRI, open MRI for all, and body MRI. And the last day will focus on contributions from early career researchers, with the closing session and awards for the poster competition. Now I will go through the full program, and to help you navigate it, we used color labels for keynote lectures, which are in the opening and closing sessions, recorded sessions to help you identify which one will be recorded, and tutorials to help you prepare your setting for the tutorial, panel discussions, poster sessions, interactive activities where all attendees will be able to participate, and classic talks. So on day 1, today, we have this first session introducing the conference with a very nice keynote by Francesco Santini. It will be followed from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. by the open-minded AI deployment in MRI and the first poster session. In this session, you will hear from Chen Ren and Qinfeng Cai. And then in the afternoon, there will be a repetition of this opening session where I will present the same presentation live, and we'll have a recording of the keynote. And then a little later, there will be the session on challenges of AI and in open science, and the second poster session. And in this session, the speakers will be Andrew King and Francisco Sally-Costbal. On day 2, we'll start with a session on data sharing considerations for MRI with Tauhidul Islam and Luis Marti Bonmarti. And those 2 talks will be interleaved with interactive guided discussions, including the attendees. In the next session, Between Disruption and Transition, Challenges of the MRI Researcher, you have talks by Maurice Zeitz and Gail Varocco, followed by a panel discussion with many different speakers. In the afternoon, we'll talk about MRI in the low-middle income countries with a talk by Andrew Webb and another one by Joshua Ametepe, followed by a panel discussion with multiple speakers. The next session will be Between Description and Tradition, Challenges of the MRI Researchers. So it is a repetition of the previously exactly same named session, which will feature the recordings of the talks by Maurice Zeitz and Gal Varocco, animated by a moderator and followed by the same recording of the panel discussion. And then there will be the reproducibility and accessibility in MRI with talks by Marina Fernandez Garcia and Marina Bento. For the third day, we'll start off with challenges of AI in open science, which is a session with recorded talks by Andrew King and Francisco Sally-Costbal, with an interactive part, which is meant to be fun, of randomly matching attendees to networks. So all attendees in this session will be randomly put in breakout rooms with other attendees so they can meet and just start talking randomly. On the next session, Open Science MRI for Everyone, from radiographer to students. There will be talks by Sanam Asili and Christian Amory. And in the middle, there will be a fun MRI artifact identification game animated by Cliff Mokua and Ivy Ohuma. On the afternoon, the first session will be Simulation MRI, from acquisition to motion correction. It will be kicked off by a talk by Eros Montin, and then followed by 2 tutorials. So those will be interactive. So every attendee will be able to follow the tutorial on their own laptop. And those 2 tutorials will be animated by Martin Wecker and Daniel Machner, and by Carlos Castillo-Passi. Then there will be a session focusing on body MRI with talks from Oscar Esteban, Pablo Villacorta Elagas, Martin Nicoletti, and Dimitrios Karampinos, which will be directly followed. So this is actually in the same session setting on the platform, by an early career researcher initiative for advancing open science in MRI, presented by Roberto Duarte Coelho. On the 4th day, the day will start with collaboration and contributions from early career researchers. The first talk is by Daishu Shvi, and it's followed by 4 short talks on the collaboration and contributions from early career researchers, and then an interactive roundtable. This will be followed by the first closing session for the first time zone, with a keynote by Ziyong Zhang, and closing remarks by the MRI Together Organizing Committee. And then in the afternoon, it's a repetition of the morning with the recordings of the talks by Dai Shui and the short talks from early career researchers, followed by an interactive roundtable. So this will not be recorded. It will be with the attendees. And then the closing session, the keynote from Ziyong Zhang will be recorded, and the closing remarks by the MRI Together Organizing Committee will be live. So during this day today, we'll have our poster competition. So this is our format. We'll have 9 participants with a wide range of MRI and open science topics. They're spread out between 2 poster sessions. One is on the first time zone and the other one on the second time zone. And so they will first pitch their posters to give you an idea of what they're talking about. And then they will be spread out between breakout rooms. So they can perform classic poster presentations with people joining the breakout rooms. Those posters will lead to 2 different awards, one given by the organizing committee. So people from the organizing committee will come to the posters and evaluate them, and one given by the public. So anybody in the public will be able to vote for their favorite poster. And those awards will be given during the 2 closing sessions on day 4. So I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors, Orban, Siemens Healthineers, and Caliber MRI. And with that, I'd like to start the MRI Together 2025 conference, Breaking Boundaries.